Let's talk about brake bias.
Any tip on how to not wreck so fast?
I don't have very many good tips on that, bro. Have you not watched the stream long enough to realize that I crash a lot? Avery, where are you wrecking at? What seems to be the problem?
Mainly curves.
So like short track stuff.
Yeah, like Bristol.
Don't stall it like Daryl.
Man, it takes some getting used to. Are you running any brake? Have you thought about doing that? Maybe put you a little bit of front brake into it? Let me tell you, do you know anything at all about brake bias adjustment and how it works? If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Some people do and some people don't.
I don't.
Alright, fair enough. Alright, so we don't have a whole lot of time before, well, we do have quite a bit of time actually, hang on. Brake bias. When you hear people talking about brake bias.
The main thing, just play the game and practice.
Nah, bro, we're good. No, the main thing is helping you figure out your problem. So you hear people talking about brake bias and how you can adjust the car with brake bias. Well, it's easier for me to explain it on 2 wheels, and then you can convert it to 4 wheels. My brain's crazy. Right, so if you think about riding a bicycle, if you're riding a bicycle and you're trying to turn and you're leaning into a turn, if you hit the front brake, which would be 100% front brake pressure, it's hard to turn. You're going to go over the handlebars. It's not going to want to turn good, right? Also, if you're leaning into that turn and you hit 100% rear brake pressure, it's going to want to spin out, right? Like power slide. So equate that to 4 wheels, and you're going into a turn, and if you're using a little bit of brake and you have more rear brake to it, it's going to help turn the car with the rear tires. Whereas if you have more front brake to it, it's going to help stabilize the car under braking. So when you think about it, like if you get into a turn and if you're tight under braking, man, I'm tight, man, put you some rear brake into it.
10 for makes to me.
Put you some rear brake in it, right? Like if you're tight getting into the corner, you're braking and you're just really tight, hell, roll some rear brake into it.
I really appreciate it.
And it's going to help you rotate that car.
How do you adjust from front to rear braking?
Hang on, I'm about to show you.
Okay, thanks.
So if you in the garage here under chassis, actually let me hit pause here. In the garage under chassis, if you look here where it says front brake bias. Now it's not going to always say front brake bias on every single car. You're going to have to read how it's written out. But the front brake bias, so right now I have 62% front brake bias, so that means I only have 37.5% rear bias, right? So that's a lot of front brake pressure. But you would want that here because getting on the pit road, you don't want to spin out accidentally if you have too much rear brake pressure. Like you want a lot of front brake pressure here just because it's easier to keep straight. If you're getting in pit road too hot, you hit too much brake. It's better to have more front than rear. So if I wanted the more rear, I would just adjust this to where I only have like if I go down, now I only have 40% front brake, 60% rear brake. So that's the complete opposite swing. So that's a ton of rear brake pressure. I would just basically spin out. Which, here, we'll do this. Watch this. Okay, so I've put all front brake pressure into it. We're going to get around to the backstretch, and I'm going to hit the brakes, and you'll see how it reacts. So right now, this is all the front brake we can get. Easy. Right? Easy. Okay. Okay, now let's put all the rear brake pressure we can get. And let's do the same experiment. And we'll see how it looks.
Way long.
Alright, so we're about right here. Instant. Like instant. Because it had a lot of rear brake pressure. See how it just wants to spin because it's locking the rear tires up. So think about that when you're going into a turn. Like I said, if you're really tight, put you some rear brake pressure in there. It'll help
That's
turn.
what my car does every time.
Right, so you have too much rear brake pressure. You need to put more towards the front. and you're using too much brake as well. Like what you need to like see how we have the telemetry down here on the screen. Like you're probably a couple of things. Put a little bit more front brake into it, but you're probably honestly using too much
Do
brake
you
in
just
general.
adjust during a pit?
You can adjust that during the race. If you go into the settings,
The last one.
brake bias set. Golly, what are we do? What am I doing?
You're not crazy because I'm looking for it too, and I can't find it.
Anyway, if you set this, like I use my paddle shifters as my adjusters. You can do whatever you want, but you can adjust it during the race. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now see how it says -3 here? Now it says +3. So you get a 6% swing of how much you can adjust it within the car. So what you need to do is find your minimum that you can run it in practice, then go up +3. Right? So that would be where you need to start, because you know the minimum. Now you give yourself a little bit of a buffer to go up. You can go back down to it, but you know where your minimum is. Go up +3, and that's where you need to start from there.
So I want my car to stay in a straight line like yours did when I brake right.
You want more front brake.
How do I know if I have too much?
If you have, how do you know if you have too much what?
Front brake or back?
Well, currently, if you're stepping on the brake and it's spinning, you have too much rear brake. What you need to do is add 3% from where you're at right now. Add 3% to the front and go out and make 4 or 5 laps. And do the same thing that you were doing and see if that helps. If it doesn't, add 3 more percent. It should start helping though. But just run the same.
Can I get a mic check?
5 laps. Just run them the same. Don't try to run them any harder. Don't try to run them any softer.
Got
Just
you.
run them the same.
I'm
And
here.
just slowly adjust up to it. You'll figure out where your limits are.
Hey.
You'll figure out what starts feeling
Mike
comfortable.
is back.
This has been a public service course from Big Duke Driving University.
Outside there.